And welcome back, and it is the Further Maths 5-a-day for the 18th of Feb, and let's just have a look at the first question. Okay, I was slightly worried this was going to say prove, but it's not a proof question, thankfully, so it's just a straightforward, can you do some circle theorems? So it gives me BAD, so it gives me this angle here, which is X, and then it would like BCD, which is going to be this angle here. So actually this one's pretty straightforward. It's cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles add to 180, so this is going to be 180 minus X. Question done, nice and straightforward. Next question. Oh, actually it's a carry-on question, isn't it? Express the obtuse BOD in terms of X. So the obtuse BOD is the one that's inside, because obtuse is between 90 and 180. So it wants this angle here. Now, this is where you need to be careful. The BOD is related to, the circle thing you're thinking of is the one that looks like an arrow, which is this arrow here. So don't get confused with the angle we've just worked out. So in other words, again, a relatively simple one as long as you spot your circle theorems. The angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference, so therefore it is going to be 2 times X. Question done. Next question. Solve sine theta equals minus 0.25 for 0 between 0 and 360, or theta between 0 and 360. Okay, the sine graph looks like this. Minus a quarter is somewhere down here. Doesn't matter if it's exactly a quarter. The point is there are 2 solutions, and those solutions are between 180 and 360. Now you're probably going to know that anyway, but a nice little graph, just make sure you don't write down the wrong solutions. So I'm going to get my calculator out. I am going to do inverse sine, or sine minus 1 of minus 0.25, and that is going to tell me minus 14.5. And that is because your calculator gives you this answer over here, which is this one, which is minus 14.5. So in order to get to here, well, I am going to add on 360. So if I do minus 14.5 plus 360, I get 345.5. Now this one here, so I've done this one. So I've done that, I'm looking for this one here. Well, there's a few ways of expressing, but the way that I would think about it is going to be 180 plus 14.5, because each of these units is 14.5. So 180 plus 14.5 is going to give me 194.5. 2 solutions. I've got 2 solutions. I'm happy with both of those. That is my final answer. Next question. Show that 2x plus 1 is a factor of. Now, the way I'm going to do this, again, pretty common approach you've seen me do. I'm going to call this f of x. Then I'm going to work out f of minus a half, because minus a half is the thing that makes this bracket equal to 0. Now, because it's a show that question, I'm going to do this really clearly. So it's 2 times minus a half cubed. I'll write all the steps out in between. 9 times minus a half squared, plus 6 times minus a half, plus 1. And then I would write at least the line in between. So minus a half cubed is minus an eighth. So it's going to be 2 over an eighth minus. Minus a half squared is a quarter, so plus 9 over 4. Plus, or actually in this case, minus 6 over 2 plus 1. Now I know that's going to equal 0. We're going to check it anyway, just to make sure I haven't made a mistake. So minus 2/8 plus 9 over 4 minus 6 over 2, which of course is 3, but that's fine. Plus 1 is going to give me 0. It does indeed. Now, because it says show that, I need to then express y. So I'm going to say as f of minus a half is equal to 0 by factor theorem. And what am I showing? I'm showing that 2x plus 1 is a factor of f of x. Question done. Last question. Oh, it's a continuation. Write 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus 6x plus 1 in the form. Okay, now it's going to be a good one, isn't it? I'm going to basically just have a go at it, and I'm going to try and explain why. So if you want to do division, that's fine. Nothing wrong with dividing whatsoever. But I would suggest to you that you can work this out without doing division. So think about what I want. I want 2x cubed, and I've already got 2x, so it must be the case that this is going to be x squared, because 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. Then if we look at the number at the end, I've got a 1 here, sorry, screen moving. I've got a 1 here and I want a 1 here, so it must be the case that this is also a +1. Watch my negatives, but in this case I think that's okay. Now the slightly harder bit. If I multiply this by this, I get 2x, but I need 6x. So in other words, what am I going to multiply this by in order to give the remaining 4x? Well, it's going to be plus 4x. So I know therefore my quadratic factor, as it's called, is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 1, which means that p is equal to 4 and q is equal to 1. And that is a final question of today done. Again, pretty good mix of questions today. Some nice, thoughtful questions, easy to get wrong. As ever, any comments, please do ask below. I'll get back to you, and do like and subscribe, and I'll see you for tomorrow. Thanks all.